Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Life After Neverland. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be talking about the Chosen Devotional, and the topic of discussion today is proclaim. But before we get started, I wanted to wish you guys a Happy New Year. I hope you're ready to start 2021 fresh from 2020 in a new beginning. And with that being said, you guys, we want you to be happy, healthy, and we'd love for you to be a part of our community. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button. It helps out our channel. And of course, we want to connect with the Chosen family. So proclaim, what does that have to do with? Well, many people have said Jesus never claimed to be God, that he was a good man and a powerful teacher, a humanitarian, and an example we should follow. But that he didn't actually claim to be more than that, and his followers added the divine part. But that's incorrect. Take, for instance, this moment in the synagogue in Nazareth, Jesus' hometown. He showed up on a Sabbath day, like he'd always done, and volunteered to read from the scroll of the prophet Isaiah. He found the place where our verse of the day was written, and he read it out loud. Then he sat down and said, "Today, this scripture has been fulfilled in your hearing." Excuse me? How crazy that statement must have seemed to the people who'd attended a gazillion Shabbat services with Jesus. He'd grown up in their small town, sat under the rabbi's teaching, played games with kids in the street, whittled wood with his dad, and according to the Bible, wasn't above average in any visible way. And during Jesus' life of 30 years, not to mention the 400 prior, the people were eagerly waiting for the Messiah, the one who would be king and liberate them from oppressive Roman rule. At least that's what they assumed the Messiah would be and do. But they misunderstood the prophecies. To proclaim good news to the poor. Jesus came preaching heaven, its riches, its beauty, its infinity, and its availability. He came with the message that there's more to life than what we see, more for those literally disenfranchised, and more for those impoverished in their souls, to proclaim liberty to the captives. Jesus wasn't a political liberator. He was a spiritual liberator. He came to pronounce freedom from the sin that enslaves and all the eternal consequences it ensures. Recovering of sight to the blind. Jesus healed people physically, but the physical healing was only a picture of what was necessary spiritually. Jesus came to open people's eyes and hearts to their sin, to their need for help and mercy, and to his desire and ability to restore them. To proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. Jesus and the gift of salvation he would offer expressed God's favor toward us, a world in desperate need of him. Jesus was indeed a good man and a powerful teacher, one who was kind and loving and inclusive and all that. But he also claimed to be the fulfillment of Old Testament prophecy regarding the one who would save the world. And on the Sabbath day, in his quiet hometown, he proclaimed it in a way no one in the room misunderstood. The long-foretold Messiah you've been preaching about in your synagogues for centuries. I'm him. I really wanted to read that entire segment to you in regards to proclaim here in this Chosen Devotional because I feel it was so powerful, and I hope it touched you in the way that it touched me as I read it, because I do feel that we all are in desperate need of him when we've all been through so much this last year. There are some questions here in this devotional, and I'm just going to touch on one of them, and I'd like for you guys to answer it along with me in the comments down below. What character trait stood out to you the most in this story? And for me, the biggest character trait that stood out was humble. If you think about the anticipation of the Messiah, and here all this time the Messiah was sitting with you, right next to you in church or in your own town, you knew who he was, and he didn't stand out as something that was shiny and new, just an average person. And I think that's beautiful, and it's something to be remembered. I think sometimes it's so intimidating to think of Jesus and God and living up to the expectations, but how did he represent himself? Who was he? And I love that part about The Chosen too, the TV series, is that they really, really show that side of Jesus, how he's so humble and so compassionate. So there's another quality, compassion, and the people that he reaches out to are the most unexpected human beings. When I watch The Chosen, I just feel so good about Jesus, because when they say get used to different, that means that Jesus isn't going to just pick that person that seems to be the most perfect person to heal or to help, who does everything and follows the book. And when you watch The Chosen, you'll see that with Matthew and Mary Magdalene and all the different people that Jesus actually brings in to follow him. The chosen ones, they're the most unexpected people that you could even think of. And so that is, again, I mean, I have goosebumps just thinking about that and talking about that, because isn't Jesus spectacular, right? And what a beautiful story. So you guys, thank you so much for listening and watching. I just want to see if you guys can hang in there with us for the new year. We've got some new things for you, some new activities, and we do kind of want to go back to our roots where we did some challenges and things like that, but we will stay tuned with The Chosen, and I just have so much more for you in store with that. So I believe that the next one is Rejected. I can't wait to talk to you about that. Please leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know what you got out of this. What character trait did you feel in your heart after hearing that story? Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. Happy New Year, and God bless you. Until next time.